Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It is very good to be here with all of you once again. This morning, I would like to start off by reading Matthew chapter 21, verses 19 through 22. Matthew 21, verses 19 through 22. Give you all a moment to get there. And when he saw a fig tree in the way, he came to it and found nothing thereon, but leaves only, and said unto it, Let no fruit grow on thee henceforward, forever. And presently the fig tree withered away. And when the disciples saw it, they marveled, saying, How soon is the fig tree withered away? Jesus answered and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, if you have faith and doubt not, you shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if you shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. And all things whatsoever you shall ask in prayer, believing, you shall receive. Prayer is a very, very powerful thing, isn't it? Honestly, it's a very transformative thing as well. Prayer in action is something wonderful, something that cannot be replaced no matter how you do it. We must have a genuine faith, like not unto the religious leaders of the time. We need to have a genuine faith that trusts in God's timing, that we might do what is right. We need to approach prayer with a genuine belief that it will work, that God's will is there. We're actually commanded to pray without ceasing. You remember that? 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, I believe it's verse 17. We need to have a prayer life that is so awesome, so inspiring, that our light shines through it. Many people don't pray at all, but we cannot afford to be like that. If you recall in 1 Peter, I want to say, it tells us that we are a royal priesthood and a peculiar people. And let me tell you, praying anymore in public makes you sure peculiar, and that's a sad thing, isn't it? But we need to believe in the power of prayer. We need to have that genuine faith that when we go to the Lord in prayer, we believe it can move mountains. We believe that the tree, fig, oak, whatever, will wither. We need to have that kind of faith in God, and that praying to Him will have results. If you go in Matthew chapter 7 and read verses 7 through 9, it says, Ask and it shall be given you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth. And to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Or what man is there of you, whom if his son ask bread, will he give him a stone? My friends, we need to be willing to ask and search out for the truth. We need to be willing to talk to God. We need to have that genuine faith that talked about in Matthew 21. We need to be doing these things But many people don't. Many people have that gimme gimme mentality where they go to God and they ask for things that are not. And when it doesn't happen, they lose that faith. They no longer go to Him in prayer. Only during times of crisis will they do so, and we should not be doing that. We can't afford to say, give me this, Lord, give me that. And when it doesn't happen, it's not in His timing, that we don't go to Him anymore. We can't afford that. If you go with me right quick to Chronicles chapter 16, verse 11. 1 Chronicles 16, 11. Give you all a second to get there. Seek the Lord in His strength. Seek His face continually. We need to go to the Lord often. We need to talk to Him often. We need to have an active prayer life, an active faith. That's what that's telling us right there. A continual relationship with God is essential. Like I said a few moments ago, we can't only go to Him when a crisis is ahead. We can't only go to Him during those times. It says right there, seek His face continually. We need to be seeking God every day of our life. We need to be praying to God, talking to God every day of our life. And if we aren't doing that, how can we expect Him to be there when we don't talk to Him every day? You know, everything we have is a blessing. The food we have, that's not a guarantee. The crops to flourish, thank Him for that. We can't expect that to happen. Everything's a blessing. This building is a blessing. The clothes on your back, that's a blessing. Why aren't you in prayer thanking Him for what you have? Thanking Him for the blessings that He has given you. It's more than praying to God for things. It's thanking Him for what we already have and what is to come. You know, if we do not have that constant prayer life, if we are not doing that, we aren't guaranteed to have Him answered. John 9 and verse 31. John chapter 9 and verse 31. Now we know that God heareth not sinners, but if any man be a worshipper of God, and doeth His will, him He heareth. Alright? Keep that in mind. Let's go read Micah chapter 3 and verse 4. And be prepared, we're going to go back again after that to Isaiah. Micah chapter 3 and verse 4. Then shall they cry unto the Lord, but He will not hear them. He will even hide His face from them at that time, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Alright, now, Go to Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 15. And when you spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yea, when you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. Those two verses we just read, Micah and Isaiah, this is showing us what's going on right here. Moral decay. Lack of authenticity in their worship to God. Our actions cannot contradict our faith or our prayer. They cannot. It does not. It does not make sense. We cannot afford to be hypocritical in our approach to anything. What in Isaiah and Micah, there's moral decay going on. There's lack of authenticity in their worship. And it says right there in Micah, they shall then cry unto the Lord, but he will not hear them. Isaiah 1:15. And when you spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yea, when ye make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. What does that mean? That means if you are not living the life as God has prescribed to you, if you are not living every day doing what is right, then he will not hear. Just like it said in John 9:31. Now we know that God heareth not sinners, but if any man be a worshipper of God, and doeth his will, him he heareth. If we are living our life worshiping God daily, if we are living our life in a manner pleasing to God, he will hear us. But the fact of the matter is, many people do not do that. Many people do not go to God in prayer. Many people do not read their Bibles. They do not do what God has told them to do. And it says right there, he will not hear their prayers. There's no doubt about any of us not being sinners. I mean, in Romans we're told, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And guess what? All of us are going to continue to sin, even if we don't mean to do so. But if we approach with a genuine faith in God, and we do what he has told us to do, and we pray to him, we ask him for guidance, we ask him to help us, to put a hedge up about us, and not lead us unto temptation. If we go to him and we do what he has said, he will hear us. He will help us. But we have to have an active faith. And many people do not have an active faith in their day-to-day lives. So, what are things God expects from us? Pretty simple. Pretty simple things. In Micah 6 in verse 8, it tells us to be just. Be a just person. He hath shewed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. He expects us to be just. How much simpler can it get? He expects us to be a just person. And then, in regards to the show love and mercy, There's a really, really good example in Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 32. Ephesians 4 and verse 32. And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you. That's the epitome right there of love and mercy. He expects us to love God and your neighbors. Matthew 22, 37 through 40. Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. And another one that goes right along with that, Deuteronomy 6, verse 4 through 6. Or I'll do 7 actually. Deuteronomy 6, 4 through 7. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. That's Deuteronomy 6, 4 through 7. And of course, he expects us to do his will. John 14:50, and like I've said multiple times, if you love me, keep my commandments. He expects these things from you. He expects you to do them. This is just a small portion, but these are very important to this. If we are not a just person, if we're not humble, if we don't show love and mercy and forgive others like God has forgiven us through the sacrifice of His Son, if we do not follow the commands, if we don't love God and our neighbor, then what are we to do? We're already lost if we're not doing those things. What are we to do? There is no hope if you do not keep the commandments of God, if you do not love others, if you do not love God, if you do not be just and humble, if we do not show love and mercy and forgiveness. These are just essential things for the Christian. If you would go with me, just this moment, I'm going to read this to you. We cannot pray for selfish desires, things that are evil in the sight of the Lord, nor things that would bring glory to yourself over that of God. Would you agree with those things? That we cannot pray for selfish desires, things that are evil in the sight of the Lord, nor things that would bring glory to yourself over God. You can't afford to do that. Yet many people, knowingly or unknowingly, do that. And that's not right. We cannot afford to make those mistakes. Those kind of people They have that gimme gimme mentality. They want, but they don't give back to God. They want Him to do these things, but they only go to Him when it's easy for them to do so. We can't live like that. And if you are, then you need to make a change. Instead of having a gimme gimme mentality, we should have a mentality like that of Christ. We should have a mentality of prayer, and we should have a mentality of doing what the Lord our God asks us to do. If we aren't willing to do that, then we're sorely lost. My friends, are you having that gimme gimme attitude? That gimme gimme mentality? If so, the floor is open to you. Thank you all for being here this morning. Thank you for everything. If you have any needs whatsoever, if you desire prayers of the church, if you need to be baptized for the remission of your sins, like it said in Luke, here's water. Why not stop now? If you have any needs, just let one of us know as we stand together and sing.